Reality Revealed, Part 7. The brain has a right and left side, with a bridge connecting them known as the corpus callosum. All received information from our senses is encoded. This is we use our five senses to gain information. And the left and right hand hemispheres encode this into meaning. Through its holographic structure, both hemispheres are involved in overall perception. The big difference is in the way each side, each hemisphere processes the raw data, the information coming in. Our brain has two realities, or centers of awareness, two types of attention. The left hemisphere sees the detail, the facts and figures, the measurements, the dots, and processes reality as a series of separate parts. Its world is black and white, without nuance. The dots are not connected. No big picture. A bit like looking at the world through a magnifying glass, close in, analytical. The right hemisphere, on the other hand, sees relationships and connections between everything. It sees the tapestry, not the strands. The right hand side is where we find meaning and context, which the left cannot process. The left brain can't process this. The left can tell you what. The right tells you why. Human society is dominated by the left side, which, in the way it processes information, it demands certainty. Dr. Ian McGilchrist, a psychiatrist, author of The Master and His Emissary, The Divided Brain and the Making of the Western World. This book describes how the left brain seeks certainty. To achieve this, it must collapse uncertainty into a sense, however illusory and misguided, McGilchrist says of the left brain, it's black and white thinking. Either this is a duck or a rabbit. What do you mean? Black and white thinking, dogma, cut and dried thinking, unnuanced thinking, the craving for certainty. A picture that could either be seen as a duck or a rabbit, depending on the angle of observation, would throw the left brain into bewildered confusion with the absence of certainty. We have ambivalence. The left brain would say, either this is a duck or a rabbit. What do you mean? What is it? Mainstream science, academia, medicine, politics, media, and corporations are all locked away in the left side of the brain. And so is religion, which satisfies the need for certainty, the saviour complex. Somebody is going to save you, and it's certain. Left brain thinking likes deadlines, even if those deadlines are false. Right brain thinking, with its creative intuition, doesn't think about deadlines. It doesn't even record time passing. If you are in a mood where you're listening to music, talking with a friend, there's great rapport, then how many times have you felt the sensation that you didn't even notice time passing? And as the saying goes, time flies when you're having fun. Well, what's actually happening there is your left brain, the dominance has switched off, and you're sitting in the right hand side of your thinking process, and this isn't actually got a time clock on it. So it could be a minute passing, it could be an hour passing, and you're not aware of it happening. It's not been recorded. You're just in the now, in an intuitive state of mind. Whereas the left brain is uncompromising and records the detail, the data. Left brain thinking loves data. If I believe in Jesus, I'll be saved. If I obey Allah, I'll be saved. Religion promises this, makes it certain for you. There's no evidence or logic to these declarations. No matter, the certainty that it's true is all the left brain requires. From this comes faith, which is certainty in the absence of supporting evidence. This certainty gives the believer comfort amid the uncertainty of daily life. God will save me through Jesus, Muhammad, Yahweh, Shiva, or whoever or whatever. Mainstream science, academia, medicine, politics, and media are all religions in that sense, and fulfill the criteria for what a religion must be. They follow a dogma that shall not be questioned. Woe betide anyone who queries the paradigm. You're not allowed to think out of the box. The paradigm is what the mainstream tell you is the truth, regardless of what the evidence points to. If you say anything else, then you'll fail. You'll be ridiculed. Education is about getting all the answers in advance. You repeat them back religiously, and you get a high mark. State your own ideas, you'll fail. So we get indoctrinated by this dogma, and each new generation passes on the same ideas to the next generation.